Previously on Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Crawford versus Porter.
It was always my destiny and my goal, my dreams to be a world champion ever since I was little.
My goal a long time ago was to become one of the most exciting fighters in the world. And then once people told me that I could become one of the greats of my era, I made that a goal of mine as well. It rests on November 20th.
This is a win-win situation for Shawn, and it's a win-lose situation for me because everything is at risk right now. My title, my rankings.
Still undefeated.
Terence Crawford knows that if he beats me, there's nobody else in the world that can beat him. I think he knows that I'm the only one in the world that can beat him.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event of the evening.
No matter what, in the end, every fight is about what's on the line.
For the WBO Welterweight Championship of the World.
For one of not only his era, but any era's greatest fighters.
That's it.
His next bout is about cementing a place in history. Because in spite of every prestigious win and one of the most impressive records of all time, there comes a moment for every great when everything seems to be at stake.
Everybody had their own destiny. It's my destiny to be here where I'm at.
For Terence Crawford, I think there's a lot of pressure for him to prove that he is who he is, and it's not just the resume that's weak.
While for his dangerous opponent, it's about a two-time former welterweight champion and one of the greatest talents the sport has ever known, never again being overlooked, overshadowed, or dismissed as just another fighter who could have had it all.
Showtime! Shawn!
In a make-or-break moment, it's a chance to break through like never before.
Terence Crawford has not been in the ring with anyone who has really pushed his limits. I intend to do just that.
I'm smarter than Shawn. Simple. I'm better than Shawn.
For two opposing stars, one understated yet dominant, the other flashy but volatile. Will the past be a prelude to the future? This is Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Crawford versus Porter. In every training camp, fighters must strive for balance, both inside and outside of the gym. And for the former WBC welterweight champion, an off day is spent with friends and family, playing a different kind of sport.
My dad was like, I just want you to get out and do something. You've been training hard. We just try to be around a lot of family and friends and enjoy some time before we completely lock down and, get all the way serious. Right in front of us. This was perfect. Weren't enough time. My dad and I feel the same. We're right on time with training.
You got one on 10 and 11, 10 and 11, far left.
When you're right on time, you can do stuff like this. Hey, give me some cake. Drew! You out? Ow! I'm out! Goddamn! I'm out! Stop looking at me! Yes, cheese!
For the WBO welterweight champion, training camp means rarely having a day off.
Everybody quiet in here. What we doing?
It is that dedication and sacrifice that has forged Terence Crawford into one of the pound-for-pound greats.
Suffer now and live greater later. That's why I've been doing this all my life. So I can suffer now, put my body in all this pain, and so I can live happily on the next years of my life.
We gonna come and stop. It's the coronation. Pound for pound. Best fighter in the world. It's the coronation.
It's something that you gotta actually real life sacrifice. And a lot of people, they on the outside looking in.
That was wow.
And they don't know the type of sacrifice us boxers put on our body and our mind.
Terence Bud Crawford is just getting better and better and better.
A lot of boxers, they don't make it to this level. Everybody had their own destiny, and I believe that it's my destiny to be here where I'm at.
Destiny has led Crawford to defend his WBO welterweight title for the 5th time, with no end in sight.
I've just always been a person to visualize what my opponent is doing, what I'm gonna do, just feel in the moment, and I just let it flow. Even when I'm hurting, or I'm tired, or I'm aching, no matter what, you're not gonna break me.
And this is the main event!
So I just get in that mentality, like, all right, let's go. Because in a fight, it may get to that point where everything is just getting pushed at you, pushed at you, pushed at you, and you can't take a back step. So now, that's when that training comes into play, where you gonna sink or you gonna swim.
Beautiful right hand! And the champ gets to him! Just like that! Terence Bud Crawford hits the gas! Thundering in! Look at Crawford! Vicious attack to close it! Crawford demolishes him! And a thunderous finish here in Vegas!
And I'm a good swimmer.
Terence Bud Crawford!
As he seeks his 38th straight professional victory without defeat, Crawford fuels himself from the criticism he has become accustomed to.
The naysayers, the doubters, you pay no attention to them. You know, I have people follow me and just bash me everywhere I go. You always see somebody that's not happy with themselves and that thinks they can do what I do, and that feels like their opinion matters when it really doesn't. That's what makes me great, is because no matter who I fight, there are always gonna be questions about it.
We're going that double jab from the southpaw stand.
It's hard to say if they're gonna say, oh, well, this is his toughest task, because Kell Brook was supposed to be my toughest task. And when I walk over him, then it's like, oh, well, that guy wasn't that good. We knew you was gonna do this, and we knew you was gonna do that.
You gotta visualize somebody in front of you. Jab, slip, jab, catch, counter, boom, boom.
I believe I do need Shawn Porter as a name on my resume, because if you look at it, Shawn done fought all the welterweights there is to fight. So he's the guy to beat. When it's all said and done, when I retire and I'm in the Hall of Fame, people gonna look back and they're gonna be like, man, dude was good. That's when I'm gonna get my respect.
As much of the world set their eyes on the fight capital of the world in anticipation of the final chapter of a heavyweight trilogy for the ages, the stage was set to announce the upcoming bout between Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter for the WBO Welterweight Championship.
Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the MGM Grand here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. It all goes down Saturday, November 20th. The WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford, puts his title on the line against two-time champion, Showtime Shawn Porter.
I love my program. I'm on it.
I'm not gonna keep walking like I don't see you. What's up with you?
What's up, man?
Good to see you.
What's going on?
It's no secret that there's respect between myself and Terence. It's no secret that I consider us to be friends. I don't know what you consider us to be now at this point, but
Ain't no friends till after the fight.
there you go. So I'm not mad at that. He's a dominant fighter. Everybody that he gets in the ring with, he dominates. And so for me to be that guy that he can't dominate, to be that guy that beats him to the punch, that finishes the exchanges and punches just as hard and just as fast, everything that's required to beat Terence, I got it.
Unlike other fighters that you fought, I'm different.
The more you push, the more I'm gonna push. The more you come, the more I'm gonna come. You hit me hard, I'm gonna hit you even harder, and let's see who can last.
The best opponent brings out the best in Terence. The best in Terence is gonna bring out the best in Shawn Porter. Y'all benefit from what we gonna do November 20th.
You know, it's never been any bad blood, never got into it with him. But come November 20th, I'm gonna step on him.
It's one time, boy!
That night, as the heavyweight clash neared, Showtime Shawn Porter got an opportunity to showcase another skill set he's been working on.
I believe it came right on time, something that I've always wanted to do. And so much easier for me to kind of fall into it and adjust to it and learn and grow and adapt and things like that.
I'm a huge fan of Shawn Porter, the fighter, and he's obviously got a natural ability commenting on fights because he has a personality, and he's an honest fighter, so he's an honest commentator.
Yeah.
But I'm just a fan of how resourceful he is in the ring, too. You know, boxes when the other guy wants to slug, slugs when the other guy wants to box, always thinking, always improving, and you know, he brings those same qualities to broadcast.
My best friend, he said, hey, do you think that being an analyst on TV and doing ringside commentary has that made you a better fighter, more intelligent? And at first I said no. I said, no, I just think that I just say whatever's been in my head this entire time. I think that, you know, everyone just hears it now. Get back sparring and working on some things, and I see my wheels are really turning, and I'm really seeing adjustments, and I'm thinking much more than ever. And I think that it's in large part because I'm around this much more, and I'm able to use the intellect that I have on TV, and now I brought that same intellect off of TV but into the boxing ring, into training with me. So I do feel like it's made me a better fighter.
Along with his talent in front of the camera, Showtime also lends his voice to his very own podcast, where his matchup with Terence Crawford is a much anticipated topic.
Audience, everybody wants to know your thoughts on that fight coming up.
On paper, you might not look like the winner on paper, but I'll tell you what, when it gets in the ring, it depends on heart too. And that's something I'll say that you have fighting, grit, and heart, and you have some skills. You know, you do have skills. I'm gonna be rooting for you in the fight. You know, you're my boy. I'm gonna root for you. I'm gonna shout out for you. I think you can take. I think you're the person that can do it. But it's a task, brother. Yeah. It's a task. That dude ain't no chump now. But we all know that though.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for saying that at all. I've always been one to answer the doubters with my actions. And so there's a part of me that wants him to be ringside so that I can answer all those questions with my actions. We appreciate your time. Have a blessed Sunday, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, I'll see you in the fight, brother.
All right, now.
Appreciate it.
All right, yeah, have a good one, Pierre.
You know what time it is? Go to work.
Good morning, world.
For the WBO champion, while he knows his upcoming opponent is as dangerous as he is versatile, he is determined to impose his own will.
Shawn is not gonna let you do what you wanna do in the ring. He's gonna make sure that you fight an uncomfortable fight and you're gonna be in a war. I'm gonna be the first person to do what I want with Shawn. Shawn is real good at making you fight his fight. You know, standing there trading with him. Sometimes I can get drawn into that will of, all right, you wanna fight, let's fight. It works, but at the same time, sometimes it's not needed. I can do things a lot easier. But at the same time, if it comes to that point, then it will be a firefight. If you hit me with a great shot and I could take it, you in for a long night, because now the fight starts.
A lot of fighters underestimate his power. The kid is strong as an ox. He can punch. He's powerful in both ends, and he can punch with power at different angles. Just ask the last 7 opponents, he knocked out every last one of them. He definitely got some power in his punch. The smack you in your mouth, Porter, that we're thinking that's gonna come, Terence is definitely gonna be ready for that type of style. He's gonna adjust on the fly. He's gonna adjust from round by round. He's gonna adjust to get the job done. Maybe even get the stoppage.
Ain't no stopping us. No one does it better. Man, we know how to do it all. In, out, up, down, left, right. Man, we gonna beat the daylights out of Shawn Porter, man.
That's right. November 20th. We just getting started. It's definitely gonna be an new after and still. So it's gonna be like and still and new in the future when I become undisputed welterweight champion of the world. They're gonna see something they ain't never seen before. Better be ready, Shawn. 'Cause I'm most definitely gonna be ready. Matter of fact, I'm always ready. 2-time undisputed champion, 3-time Ring Magazine champion, 3 different weight classes. Ooh. Dang!
Today we're at Vegas Yoga. I've been coming here literally since I moved here to Las Vegas.
Good morning. How's everybody? This is Bikram's beginning yoga, 26 and 2, the original hot yoga. 26 hatha yoga postures, 2 breathing exercises. Let's get started.
I made this a part of my weekly regimen 7 years ago after a fight. I was like, I'm pretty sure that Bikram yoga showed up and helped me at some point. And then over the years, I've learned that it has really helped me in a lot of ways, physically and mentally, to get prepared for a fight.
Thank you so much for coming. Your body thanks you. Have a beautiful day. Go in peace. Namaste.
Stop. What did I just talk to you about? What did I just talk to you about? What did I just talk to you about? Listen, you turn him in, you're supposed to take the angle, but you're not following direction of what you're supposed to be doing, so you're all the way back here. I'm gonna ask for it in the corner, and you're gonna go back out there and do what you wanna do, and if you're not successful, that's not my fault. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Next bell, Malik. Good turn, good turn.
One thing that my dad is really focused on, especially with this fight, is the fundamentals. You lose the fundamentals when the heat gets going, which is why my dad is like so stern about the fundamentals.
When you're in a hard fight, things aren't going your way, these are the basic things you gotta do. Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times.
Let's go, Porter, let's work.
And if we're throwing punches, throwing the jab and the right hand correctly or the right cross correctly.
Jab. Jab and a hook.
These are the things that we know we can use in the fight, and we need these things in the fight, so we have to work on them.
Right hand.
Basic fundamental punches, bringing our hands back for defense.
Good work, good work.
Terence Crawford has not been in the ring with anyone who was willing to stand right there and go.
Good.
I intend to do just that.
Right hand. Rock back, right hand, left hook.
When he says, you push, I'm gonna push.
Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
You punch hard, I'm gonna punch harder.
Put some heat on that bag, put some heat on it.
He firmly believes that Shawn is gonna be trying to lay it down. I gotta lay it to him first.
Work, work.
It's gonna be a good fight.
Hey, good job, thank you.
Throughout his life and his career, Terence Crawford has known that strength comes not from words, but from action.
The loudest person in the room is always the softest person in the room. So if I look at you and tell you in a polite way, like, I'm gonna beat your ass. And I'm looking at you straight forward in your eyes, I'm gonna beat your ass. Because I'm sending a direct message to you. I'm gonna beat your ass. And you know it's real. I think that's more meaningful than me. Oh man, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. Because if you yelling, I'll be like, what is you yelling for? I'm right here. Why you doing all that extra stuff? You trying to impress somebody now. You want some attention, don't you? See, I'm the person to tell you, let's go in the room, let's go in the back, where ain't nobody around. And let's see who come out. That's me.
Crawford's confident mentality remains unfazed as the November 20th matchup with Porter approaches.
I'm better than Shawn in all around game. I think I'm a better boxer than him. I think I punch harder than him. I'm smarter than Shawn.
Buzz going out there to get that man.
What's at stake? Everything. My title, my rankings. We here now, and there's no turning back. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the job done. Nothing more, nothing less.
Terence is the best 147-pound fighter in the division.
It's all or nothing. You gotta lay it all on the line.
Shawn Porter nurse. We gonna carve him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Then we gonna beat the stuffing out of him. On November 20th, his ass is whooped, and I'm done talking about it.
It's gonna be a fun night, November 20th.
Who is that boy, Crawford? Why everybody keep talking about him? Why they say he's the best in the world? Because of this.
For a boxer who can stake a claim to being one of the greatest welterweights of all time.
This will make you great, son. This right here, hard work.
He is known to those around him simply as Bud.
This walk is hard, but the hardest walks lead to the greatest destinations.
He don't
The
got what you
toughest
got,
climbs
bud.
always lead to the best views.
He ain't built like this, young fella.
It will be worth it in the end.
Humble,
And if you show what you are made of,
down to
the
earth,
right people will show up in your life. You
unbeatable.
won't
There
be
you go.
a lone wolf forever.
The whole world gonna be looking at you, son.
For the past 13 years, rarely has an opponent laid a glove on him when it counted.
It's attack to close it. That's it, that's it, that's it.
37 victories forged by focused precision
It's over.
and extraordinary power.
They say he's been some tough fight. But wait till he step in the ring with you.
You were born to lead. Lead the pack.
He gonna find out why they call you the best welterweight in the world.
In the other corner,
Showtime.
a man who calls himself Showtime. 31 wins and an unquestionable flair for the highlight reel performance.
Your destiny is in your hands. Get out there and hunt it.
Yet in this sport, every claim has its day of reckoning. And this time, it's for the WBO welterweight title.
Man, Bud, what you gonna do to these chumps?
Man, I don't know. You gonna have to wait to see that.